Okay, so now we have a 2018 EcoSport with a 1 liter. Customer's complaint is that had an error message come up with low engine oil pressure and lost power, and so we're going to take a look at that today. Okay, so here's our EcoSport, a little black car. There's the VIN tag for your task sheet, and she's got 37,474 miles on her. Okay, with some of the 2018 and newer vehicles, some of them, not all of them, we have what we call an FDRS system, which FDRS stands for Ford Diagnostic and Repair System. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of walk you through a login process on this. It's a little more complicated. We have to log in here, and I have to put some passwords in. And it's going to go through a process here and get us in. Usually doesn't work the first try, but we'll see. Okay, and we're in. So we need to pick our kind of device we got, which is our BCM2, and we are wired to it. Okay, so we're going to read the VIN from the vehicle. And there's our VIN, and we're going to go. So now it's just going to inhale all the information from the vehicle. And so does all the same stuff that the IDS does and more, just does it a little differently. Some stuff's a little quicker, a lot of stuff takes a little longer, it's just a little bit different system. Okay, so it's booted up on here, and all the modules that are in green are modules that do not have any codes in them, and you can see that our PCM has a yellow or an orange code in it, so we can actually see what's going on there. So we can come in here and just do a quick continuous test, and we can see what's in that PCM as it loads itself in here. And we can see here again, we have a coolant pump circuit, and we have a camshaft position, or camshaft B, which would be our exhaust cam, is over advanced. Okay, so just like we did with that F-150, we need to look at this car as a whole as to what's going on, because remember, this thing came in with a complaint of oil pressure light came on, and so let's take a look. We'll do a visual inspection and go from there. So we're going to do a visual inspection on this car, which is going to include, we're going to check the engine oil level, and pull the dipstick here and see if I can't focus down on this loop, on this dipstick with one hand. And we're going to see, you can see that, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it is full of oil. Always want to start with checking the oil level out. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and start this thing, and we're going to just kind of listen to it and see what's going on. Okay, so that's a clue. And we have a low oil pressure warning on the dash as well. Okay, so we're going to test the oil pressure with a mechanical gauge on this car. We've already hooked it up down below. It's very difficult to try to film, so I wasn't able to show you that, but I'm pretty sure this car's got no oil pressure in it anyway. But we just want to verify that because the warranty wants us to do that. So we're going to start the car, and like we suspected, no oil pressure. Okay, so what we've got going on here is the car that's making no oil pressure. It has oil in it. It doesn't have any. If you remember the code we pulled, we had a variable cam timing code, and that usually is a pretty good indicator that we have a problem with oil pressure. So okay, so what we have going on in this car, and we know the problems that we have with these cars is as we lose an oil pressure because a piece of that drives the oil pump has broken. The extent of the damage that we're going to find in here, we don't know. I don't think I'll have it by the time we produce this video. But usually what happens is we lose oil pressure, and then if we lose oil pressure to the bearings, if it drove it too far, he's going to seize a bearing, throw a rod, or at least spin a connecting rod. And you can tell by the noises that this thing's making that it's got a pretty healthy scraping knock, which usually means that it lost a bearing down the bottom end. But maybe by the time we do engine repair in a couple of weeks, we'll have a really good picture of what's going on with this car, and we'll have another video. So thanks for watching.